Assembly Speaker Udeze urges Anambra to sustain prayers for Soludo's administration. Federal government partners UK on transnational higher education. From the foreign scenes, G7 presses for pauses, not ceasefire in Gaza fighting. Before the news in details tonight, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra state economy and promotion of core Igbo values that's giving maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Anambra State Government is to launch a coding skill training tagged Code Anambra program in 2 weeks' time. The State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, who disclosed this while declaring open 2023 BAT C Stream 1 orientation course for prospective corps members posted to Anambra State Health at the NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp in Umwa Bauku, urging corps members who are not good in coding and ICT skills to tap into the opportunity. Our reporter, Njideko Koye, now reports.
Governor Soludo, represented by his Chief of Staff, Mr. Ernest Ezaji, charged the corps members to shun cultism, drug addiction, substance abuse, cyber cafe, kidnapping, and other negative tendencies, which he said that such vices, rather than promoting individuals and societies, will degrade the society with devastating effects on those who engage in them. Governor Soludo called on law enforcement agents, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and town unions to join hands in vigorous campaign to stamp out the vices in the society. Acknowledging immense contributions of the scheme to development of society, particularly in the areas of education, health, agriculture, and rural infrastructure, Governor Soludo pledged continued support of the activities of the scheme in the state.
I congratulate you on your successes in your academic endeavor, which qualify you for mobilization for national service. You will agree with me that many people that started this educational expedition could not make it to this level.
Welcoming the prospective corps members to Anambra State, the chairman, NYSC Governing Board, Anambra State, who is also the State Commissioner for Youth Development, Patrick Agamba, acquainted them with some of the things Anambra is made up of and known for, advising them to obey camp rules and pay attention to all the teachings and trainings in the camp.
I enjoin you to pay attention to them as the lessons from 2 lecture series will form smooth variables that will help you navigate through your service year.
Earlier, the state coordinator of the scheme, Mrs. Blessing Iruma, disclosed that a total of 1,500 prospective corps members, comprising 714 males and 786 females, were registered and had quickly adjusted to new camp environment and participating actively in camp activities.
The orientation course is expected to give you an insight into the operations of the NYSC. It is equally targeted at making you interact among yourselves through camp activities, woven together with a view to making it possible for you to see one another as brothers and sisters, thereby uniting yourselves irrespective of the geopolitical zones you are coming from.
The corps members were administered oath of allegiance during the swearing-in ceremony by the State Chief Judge, Justice Onochie Anyachebelu. Others present at the event include the President, Asatu Utweng, Comrade Ken Okoli, among other dignitaries. From Umuawolo Mbauku, Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
The Speaker, Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Somtojku Udeze, has enjoined various religious bodies in the state to continue to pray for Governor Chukwuma Soludo administration to enable more development and sustainable peace to thrive in the state. Speaking at the Dr. Alex Okweme Square in Oka during the 10th edition of the annual Anglican Prayer Rally, Right Honorable Udeze commended the organizers of the event, adding that the annual prayer has continued to address a series of problems in the state. The Speaker, who introduced every Tuesday morning prayer in the state legislature, described the prayer as key to righteousness and success. He expressed gratitude to Governor Soludo for his high sense of ecumenism, which he said necessitated the governor's disbursement of huge sums of money to various church denominations in the state to support education in mission schools. Right Honorable Udeze called on affluent individuals to commit part of their resources to the service of God and humanity. The Anambra State government, through the Ministry of Health, has held a 2-day residential training for community-based maternal, perinatal, and child death surveillance and response team in Oka. The exercise, which is training of the trainers, attracted reproductive health officers from the 21 local government areas in the state. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye has details.
Speaking during the training, the Anambra State Head of Reproductive Health, Dr. Uju Okoye, revealed that Anambra is the first state in the southeast to implement the maternal and perinatal child death law, eulogized Governor Chukwuma Soludo for approving the training, and noted that it is a big step towards the reduction of maternal mortality and morbidity rate in the state. Dr. Okoye explained that the people being trained would in turn go to the various communities in the state and train those who will be in charge of child death surveillance and response in order to get accurate data that will help the government to make accurate planning for prevention of such deaths.
Always advise them that they pay attention and get the nitty-gritty of the program so they can be able to replicate what they are being taught and be able to harness the communities in giving us the accurate data.
The head of Department Obstetrics and Gynecology, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Associate Professor George Eleje, said that the training was as a result of the high mortality and morbidity rate in Nigeria and commended the Anambra State government for organizing the training, which he said will help to collect and document realistic data of those children and women who die in various villages but were not documented.
We now looked into it and found out that the issue is that the data are not well collected. And again, it's not only a question of collecting data. We also need to audit, review the deaths to know the cause, how it can be prevented. And that is the key thing. So, because we know that prevention is better than cure.
One of the participants at the event and head of reproductive health in Anambra East local government area, Mrs. Adeza Lohu, promised that they will do their job judiciously and equitably. Recently, the wife of the governor, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, distributed anti-shock kits to various hospitals in the state, also geared towards the reduction of maternal and mortality rates in the state. In Oka, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
The Imperial Philanthropic Family has officially unveiled their 2023 scholarship scheme exercise for public secondary schools in southeast Nigeria, which includes Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi states. The Imperial Philanthropic Family is a group of patriotic, responsible, responsive, and dutiful persons drawn from the southeast Nigeria and diaspora. Justice Onyemobi reports that the mission and vision of the group is to aid the socio-economic development of southeast Nigeria through laudable initiatives and targeted empowerments, as well as to improve education, work, health, and social relations of beneficiaries through commitment of members. We have details.
In a welcome address, the Chief Executive Officer Best Brain Contest and Chairman Akwaza Group, who is also the consultant to the group, Dr. Frank Ibojindo, thanked the Imperial Philanthropic Family for coming up with this initiative and for putting their resources together in order to improve the lives of indigent ones in the society through their scholarship scheme, and promised the group that they will not disappoint them. Instead, will follow their template to make sure that the desire of the group is achieved.
From the template given by the Imperial Philanthropic Family, we observe that we need to reach out to every local government to make sure they are well represented in the scheme.
In a speech, the president of the group, High Chief Darlington Nwabunike, noted that the first tranche of 250 students being commissioned today seeks to re-engineer Southeast socio-economic future by ensuring that no child in the Southeast is constrained by factors of debilitating poverty, state of the economy, or natural causes in pursuing their dreams and aspirations through the vehicle of quality education.
The strength of 250 students being commissioned today set to re-engineer Southeast socio-economic future by ensuring that no child in the Southeast is constrained by factors of debilitating poverty.
Contributing, the founder of the group, Chief Evans Emerson, recounted how the group was formed during 2019 when COVID-19 dealt with many in terms of buying foodstuffs in the market. He took it upon himself to reach out to some of the friends within and outside Nigeria who contributed their resources together in order to help cushion the effects of the pandemic on people, saying that from there the group was formed with the aim of helping the needy ones.
Since I was born, I've been someone that has a passion of helping people. That's how little I can in my own little capacity. And today, I would say that is the day the Lord has made.
Adding their voice, the Education Committee chairman of the group, Chief Chikezie Okonkwo, maintained that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, that with time they are going to have up to 1,000 students in their scholarship scheme, which they already unveiled, and now starting with 250 students. The event, which took place at Professor Kenneth Dike E-Library, Oka, attracted about 16 members of the group out of 250 members dressed in their full regalia. The group was also entertained by students from various schools as well as from Ihiala Council area of Anambra State, while official unveiling of the 2023 scholarship scheme exercise by the members of the group climaxed the event.
Engineers in the state have been charged to stand up to their profession to put an end to incident building collapse across the state. The Anambra State Commissioner for Environment, Engineer Felix Odumegwu, gave the charge in Oka during the closing ceremony cum induction of students to mark the 2023 Civil Engineering Week organized by the Nigeria Institute of Civil Engineers, NICE, Oka chapter. WEX correspondent Ngozi Obeleri has details.
NICE is a division of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE. The theme for the 2023 Civil Engineering Week is Adopting Concrete and Asphalt Technology in Rural Roads, the Issues. Addressing the gathering, who are members of NSE, civil engineers, Korean and engineering students, Engineer Odumegwu said, "It is high time engineers are included in the scheme of things in the society, especially as it concerns building." Engineer Odumegwu regretted that Anambra is battling with over 1,500 active erosion sites presently, with 150 out of 179 communities of the state having more than one erosion case each.
Anambra must have their peculiar designs that would help to mitigate and prevent these things from these devastations from happening with the constructions and infrastructure that we're putting on ground.
On his part, the national president of NICE, Engineer Virginus Ezugu, outlined various developments recorded by the organization under his watch and regretted that many are answering engineers but are not alive to their profession, but rather prefer to go in search of money by engaging in other businesses. In a lecture on the theme of the event, the head Civil Engineering Department, UNIZIC, Professor Ezagu, while comparing concrete to asphalt technology, opined that by now, engineers should have generated ideas on how to solve the issue of rigid concrete and asphalt, even as he said that going forward, the nation highway system will be required to accommodate increasing number of vehicles while construction to ensure its durability in decades to come. In an induction paper presentation, Engineer Mudasi Rubola, Principal Partner, Pluralank Nigeria Limited, urged students to focus on the aspect of engineering that they will measure on, and also to tailor their minds on the particular aspect that will fetch them money after graduation, so as to be perfect in that direction.
What are your short and your long-term goals? Having your specific goals makes finding the right mentor easier. Now, what do you want to accomplish professionally in 4 years, 8 years, 10 years?
The chairman of NICE, Oka chapter, Engineer Alex Ifagwazi, said that Oka chapter of the association oversees that of Nnewi, Onitsha and others in Anambra, noting that during the week-long activities for the Civil Engineering Week through course visits, workshops, seminars, they were able to get assurance of partnership going forward with ministries in charge of building in the state for a better output. The state chairman of Koren, Engineer Victor Meju, said that it is no longer business as usual, as Koren has been empowered by the Governor Chukwuma Soludo administration to fish out smart quacks who have been giving the state half-baked quality of roads over time, and said that Corain has an understanding with the NYSC in the state to be posting engineering corps members to construction companies in the state to put to what they were taught in school and at the same time earn a living for themselves.
The federal government of Nigeria has affirmed its readiness to unlock new opportunities for Nigerian students through a closer collaboration with the United Kingdom, UK on transnational higher education, TNE. The collaboration is expected to assist reduce pressure on local universities, clear admission backlog, equip Nigerian students with skills to compete globally, and avert brain drain. Equiajide has details.
Receiving a delegation of the UK government and representatives of British universities led by the UK government international education champion, which seeks collaboration on workable transnational education guidelines. The Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, expressed hope that the partnership will help the country address the numerous challenges facing education in the country. Sununu said the capacity of Nigerian universities are not enough to address the demand of every citizen as the population of the country is growing, hence the dire need for more universities to admit the increasing number of secondary school graduates. This situation, he said, makes transnational education a key part of achieving sustainable development goals.
Education must also be ready to put into consideration national orientations in terms of cultural and religious values of the country so that it can gain and receive better acceptability to parents and average Nigerians.
Speaking earlier, the leader of the delegation, Professor Steve Smith, said the aim of the partnership is to work out modalities on how UK universities can work more cooperatively with Nigeria as partners in the future. He disclosed that Nigeria is one of the 5 countries that UK is deepening relations with on transnational education, which he said is a lot cheaper than to travel out of the country for the same quality education.
The key to all of this is open, constructive dialogue, and we've had that, and we've come to a position where we feel that we can bring a group of universities knowing firmly that the regulatory environment here works with the regulatory environment back in the UK.
Transnational education is where a student can obtain a university degree in a country different from the location of an awarding institution. In Abuja, Princess Equiajide reporting.
The G7 group of nations, including the UK and the US, call for humanitarian pauses in the fight in Gaza. Such pauses could allow more aid into Gaza and would allow more civilians to leave. Pauses are not the same as ceasefire, which Israel has ruled out, while Hamas holds Israeli hostages in Gaza. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken also insists there should be no Israeli reoccupation of Gaza after the war. Israel launched its operations after the Hamas attacks on 7th October, which saw 1,400 people killed and more than 200 taken hostage. More than 10,300 people have been killed in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run health ministry, including more than 4,100 children. From the world of sports, the 36th edition of the Dala Hard Court Tennis Championship has been scheduled to hold at the Kano Club from November 10th to 18. The director of the tournament, Yusuf Dati, revealed the date during a chat with newsmen in Abuja. Over 100 tennis players from within and outside Nigeria will participate in the prestigious tournament. The 20 top men's and 10 top women's ranked tennis stars in the country will automatically qualify for the main draw. The preliminaries will be held between November 10th to 12th, while the main draw will commence on Monday, November 13th. Before we go tonight, remember that you can listen and follow news and programs on ABS TV from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television. Okay. On X, we are ABS Radio TV. On Instagram, We are ABS Radio TV. You can log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. A quick look at the headlines again. Anambra State Government is to launch Coding Skill Training Program. Anambra Assembly Speaker Udeze has urged Anambra to sustain prayers for Soludo administration. Federal government is to partner UK on transnational higher education. And from the foreign things, we told you that G7 has pressed for pauses, not ceasefire, in Gaza fighting. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. So it's giving maximum support for the task ahead. That's all on the news tonight. My name is Uchechukwu Ibanam. Good night.
When will you see the magic in your madness? When will you realize the light inside you?